What's going on, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy CEO Baby. Welcome to Overpowered Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about a subject or a topic that's been floating around the community for a while, in the game for a while, and the purpose of it. And we are talking about nothing other than the CronusMAX. Now, there's two versions of this device. It's CronusMAX, which was originally a device where you can play your control. You can play PS4 with an Xbox controller or Xbox with a PS4 controller, so you was able to use your controller, and it was used in a lot of competitive game types where people were familiar with a certain system, but it was a crossover platform where they might only have Xbox at the competition and people used to play on PS4, so they had a device that would actually make that controller map and compatible with that system, even if it wasn't a controller for the system. Now, moving forward to CronusMAX Plus and things like that, it introduced something to the game, which brings modding into the game. Being able to use a keyboard and mouse, being able to download scripts and mods for games, and this is what's been heavily exploited for unfair advantage while playing competitive games, whether it's Call of Duty, Destiny, The Division, any game, a fighting game, whatever it may be. So now this is becoming a major problem in the division, on top of the gripes I had in being here from the beginning and knowing that the game extremely needs a dedicated server or something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about the server issues. Now, introducing CronusMAXes and things like that, you have something called lag input, which actually is a status on the I ain't gonna get real technical, but it's a status in the game that gives you a lag input or a lag spike, which in turn be called lag switching or whatever. This is another formula that's used through the CronusMAX as well, and it makes it bad for competitive play. Now, the Division has been out for a while. I've been a game since I played from the beginning, since beta. You know, I've been here from every 1.1 to 1.8, the PTSs and all that, and I really enjoy the game for the PvP aspect of it, and being able to build and a loot shooter, whatever. So it's a great game, but I'm starting to see CronusMAX take over this game. Now, the skill gap is not here anymore. It's based upon gear set now. Anybody with a outfit or a gear set is that's what dominates the game, not your gun skills or how you shoot and how you maneuver and how you outsmart your opponent. So it's not based upon that no more, which is understandable. And with the release of these new patches, you're bringing on a lot of new players, a lot of new people is leaving Destiny and things like that and coming over to the Division. And these players are, fairly new to the game, understanding the mechanics of the game. And I have to say, if you coming over to Division right now and this is like your first time running it, it's going to be fun for you because it's a complete game, but it's also going to be very tragic and difficult for you to really do like the full experience of the game, like matchmaking with players to do incursions and things like that, or even going into the dark zone to farm and loot for the best gear, which is proclaimed that's in the dark zone. But I just wanted to make a quick video talking about CronusMAX. Yesterday I was in the dark zone and I seen like 8 people running it. Now, we was trying to go rogue and manhunt, and it didn't help that I had a poor connection to the whole server for some reason, which I rarely get, but I had that going on and it was just laggy and just horrible. But we ran into a couple groups using CronusMAXes. I said it's about 8 guys, and it just made the experience of the game really bad. Now, at any given time, a server can hold 24 people, and you will run across these people, full servers of people. And imagine, just 4 players using it, but 8, everybody was using it. I don't even know the player count, and it just made for a bad experience of the game. Now, I really hope this is not something that's going to significantly take over the game, being the fact that the skill gap is gone. It's not about how good you are at the game anymore. It's just about how your gear score is, whether it's Predator's Bleed, Striker Stacks, Nomad, 5 Lives, Fire Crush, Flame Turn, Tactician Pulse, Hunter's Faith, Stacks, whatever it may be, based upon the gear score. That's going to be the outcome of your play style and the diversity of how you play the game, which is good. But it's also something that's coming into play, which is a meta. It's just people running the same things, no diversity in how people play. But now with something like CronusMAX, and what we have is the toxicity of it. People know they're using it. They know it's not fair. It gives them the advantage anytime they can stop with players, or they can move real fast, straight fast, or no recoil on their gun, or aim assist on their shotgun, headshot, body shots with one button press. And these scripts is loaded on this device, and people are using it. This breaks the game, and it's something that I'm going to, if I keep seeing it constantly, I'm just going to walk away from the game. So at the end of the day, if you are using CronusMAX, more power to you. But for me, it's not the way to play the game, and it's something that, like I said, I'm speaking on it early. It's going to take over the division. It's definitely going to take over a lot of multiplayer games unless, you know, the industry does something about it. Given the fact that it is something that is altering the game, it's altering the way you play the game, and the purpose of the CronusMAX was something different. Now it's used to modify a play style on any game. The scripts in the game, it has whether you go to PS4 games, it has a whole list from A to Z, all the games you can use, whether it's fighting, shooting, sports, whatever it may be, and you can use this device for. And these scripts that you download are different things that alters your controller, whether it's rapid fire, whether it's one button specials, whether it's steady aim or aim assist, whatever it may be. This is something that's going to break a lot of multiplayer games in the future. And it don't help that you have major YouTubers bringing this to the game, talking about this new hack or this new device or this CronusMAX, and this is how people play the game. And you get people intrigued and interested into it. And it's not necessarily people that's bad at the game. It's just people that, you know, that feel like they want to have the advantage. But whatever it may be. So once again, it's your boy CEO Baby, man. I said I don't really got too much to say on the thing. If you're using it, more power to you, like I said. But for me, it's not something. If I see it starting to take over the game, especially a game that I love and I invest a lot of time into it, I'm just going to walk away from the division. And already did leave it due to the server issues, and I came back. But I mean, if this is going to be a problem, like I said, yesterday was just horrendous. It was crazy how many people was using CronusMAX, and they was just laughing, and you know, they know they was using it, and it was mostly like UK. It was like people in the UK and things like that, and it was just horrendous, bro. Like it was unbelievable. It was overwhelming, man, and that's not fun at all. So I really hope that we do get a buckle on this game when it comes to using that, and people really, you know, or the developers or whatever, really, you know, put a footnote on that and say, man, look, this is not how we're going to play the game. We're going to do something to patch that up, because that's unfair to people who really play the game. But once again, it's your boy CEO Baby. I'm out.